Check out my fire pit. Woo, the flamery, unravel it. Fire fam is the squad that I travel with. And Wu-Tang is a thing that we stand as we go. Hello. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday edition. I'll burn it down with Kim Brown. This is the safe space where we set oppression ablaze. Because guess what? We badder than oppression. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Oppression might be a bad mofo out here, but we are better. We are better. We are numerous. We are powerful, and we are ready for a new tomorrow. Because this current tomorrow, whew, they say the president is a gift. Take the shit back. I need a store credit, please, and thank you. I need a credit for this gift because I tell you the president is a mad ting right now. So anyway, welcome everybody to the channel. We've got a good show in store for you today. We're going to keep it a little simple today. We're only going to cover a couple topics, and some of these topics we may get a little more in depth than others. But towards the end of the show, I don't know if you saw this, but the Klan Queen, Tommy Lauren, I don't know what Tommy is. What is Tommy? What is Tommy? And that's her name, right? Tommy Lauren. Yeah, Klan Queen. I said it right. Yeah, Klan Queen. Anyway, did you see this on social media where the children, the youths, them, Gen Z at the University of New Mexico told Tommy to pack her shit and get the fuck out. It was a glorious thing. It was a glorious thing. It was so beautiful. I felt as though I will share that with y'all towards the end of the show so we go out on a high note at the very least. But today, we're going to get into a couple of topics. First of all, Lizzie's in a box and they have finally stuffed that box somewhere deep in the abscesses and the recesses down in the bowels of Westminster Abbey with the rest of the demons, right? And can I tell you, like, Queen Elizabeth dying has got to be the best PR thing to happen to the British monarchy in decades. The monarchy is receiving such fawning, favorable coverage. And I know we have a UK contingent, and y'all, my UK contingent, I did this a little bit for y'all because I need y'all to see the ways in which the American media is finessing just immaculate pieces of propaganda on behalf of the Queen and the new King and the British monarchy as a whole. So I want to get into that shortly. We're probably going to kick off with that. But later on, we haven't done a cop saying shit in a while. And it's not because the cops have been better. No, the cops continue to be ain't shit, as it were. But in Colorado, there's been a number of stories that have come out of Colorado that I wanted us to touch on, right? Because let's be real to real. Cops ain't shit from coast to coast. From New York to Miami, down to Texas, down to California, up to Seattle, Chicago, New York, everywhere. The cops ain't shit regardless. So when I do these cops ain't shit highlights, it's not to say that cops ain't shit more in Colorado than they are in Los Angeles. No. All fascists, all agents of the state, all here to put down any sort of dissent, especially from oppressed people. So we get into how cops ain't shit in Colorado real quick. Before we start running the thing down, let me shout out my people. What's going on? I saw Infinite Content. I know you said you cannot be here throughout the chat, but that is cool. I saw your message on Patreon. I will include what you said on Patreon about the cops in Colorado. Thank you so much for that. Northern Witch, my darling. Hello. I see Mo Man in here. I saw Big Teal come through. Comrade Kwame, what's good? Who was that? I seen Big Teal. What's up, CB? What's up, Vesper? Hold on. I'm a mod's present. I'm a mod's here. Is Court here? Latif? We may get a Chuck Diesel sighting. Who can really say? Who is that? Donnie? Afraid not? Come on through, Chuck Diesel. Chuck Diesel. Come on, Chuck Diesel. I'd love to see you in here. That makes me really smile. Thank you so much. What's up, Mo Man? Did I already shut you out? All right, we got people in here. Imani's here. Good. Woo! Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, we've got a nice contingent. Thank you, Alice. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to my bro Pookie Wood. I don't think Pookie Wood is in here today, but I have not shouted out Pookie Wood in some time. And that's not intentional, Pookie Wood. You know I fucks with you. You a Fire Fam original. Pookie Wood named the Fire Fam if we keep it all the way back. So thank you, Wendy. Ooh, Shirley's here too. Ooh, Spin Cycle Dragon's here too. Oh, good. It'd be so Stoner. Damien, thank you. Damien, I saw what you sent me from Kehinde Andrews, and I saw it too late. And you know Kehinde is one of my favorites. Dr. Kehinde Andrews out of the UK. I want to see if I can get him on Black Power Media. I have their email. I'm going to see if they can join us maybe this week, or if Dr. Andrews, of course, anybody from over, the collective that Dr. Andrews is a part of over there in London, anybody would be welcome. But if we could get Dr. Andrews, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kehinde Andrews, and I hope I'm saying his name correct. Woo, when I tell you, they put him in charge of hurting white people's feelings in the UK. They put him in charge. I have seen Kehinde Andrews get on Good Morning Britain and destroy white people's feelings. It is a glorious thing. It is an amazing thing. Ooh, he fucked Piers Morgan up so bad. So I'm sorry, do you mean to tell me that you think Britain is racist? Kehinde said, yes, motherfucker, did I stutter? Ooh, shit. Anyway, thank you so much for that, Damien. Stoner Loner, appreciate that with the assist with our stuff. But let's keep it in the UK, because thank you, Lizzie's in a box. And we appreciate the Irish massive for standing up and giving us that little ditty of Lizzie being in a box. Great, grand things. But you wouldn't know by turning on the regular ass mainstream media news that there was any sort of disapproval of the Queen or any sort of dissent amongst the commoners in the UK when it came to putting Lizzie in the ground, right? And I say all these things with the most disrespect. And I know people are like, well, wait a minute, wasn't she somebody's grandmother? I don't give a fuck whose grandmother she was. You know what the fuck she oversaw? You know what her face was representative of for 70 plus years while she was on the throne? I don't give a shit whose grandmother she is. Lizzie's in a box. Where the fuck she belongs. Anywho, but the people, and specifically, can I shout out, it's Wales? Did this happen in Wales? So we're going to watch two clips here. So the first clip, and again, these clips are a few days old, and I don't really care because I found them to be remarkably glorious, and I think you guys will too. These are, I think, 4 days old. So over the weekend. Yeah, so over the weekend. So the first clip, it's going to say, well, let me read you the accompanying text. It says, breaking, King Charles met with boos and jeers as he arrives at Cardiff Castle in Wales with Camilla. It was his first tour as monarch. Now, I know you guys are going to be like, Kim, can you get through a segment about the UK without mentioning Kelechi? The answer is no, because Kelechi, it's the Prince and Princess of Wales. Kelechi says the Prince of Wales, the Prince of Wales. We're going to make this thing Nigerian no matter what. The Prince and Princess of Wales. I'm telling y'all, Kelechi is a foe out here. Y'all need to check her out. So that's the first clip. We're going to see Charles get booed while he is in Wales. And then the second clip, you're going to hear a person call out from the crowd, raising a very valid point about the amount that Britons are set to spend this winter to heat their homes. The heating energy costs are about to skyrocket in Britain. Damien, tell me if I got this right. Prices are expected to rise 80%, potentially 80% over year, an increase in the amount that people in the UK are going to have to pay to heat their homes. But meanwhile, Lizzie's in a box. Lizzie's in a box with $500 million and $25 billion in assets. And the British monarchy continues to receive £100 million tax-free, a public grant to go live a luxurious life. The fuck for? Redistribute that £100 million back to the folks in the UK. Charles don't need it. Camilla don't need it. Lizzie's in a box. She sure goddamn don't need it. So anyway, we're going to look at these clips. Again, shout out to the people of Wales. Shout out to the people of Wales. Everyone who came out in Cardiff. We're sending love and solidarity, especially to the non-racist ones and the ones that booed the king. Yes, boo his ass. Boo that man. Boo the shit out of him early and often. So let's check this out right here. Let's check it out.
Charles, while we struggle to heat our homes, we have to pay for your parade.
Thank you for coming.
The taxpayer pays $100 million for you. What for?
I was in the US. Yeah. Around Europe, it's different.
Alrighty. Boo that man. Boo the king. And for this is rah rah, and for us is rah rah, we gotta put down Charles as the king. No! Get him out there. Down with the king in all the worst ways. Yop his head off like back in the old days. Wait, hold on. Let me give y'all a little young freestyle psych. Let me stop playing. But anyway, I love that. I love that for the Britons. I love that for the Welsh. I was gonna call them the Walish, the Wales. We love that for the people in Wales. Boo the king. And apparently, you know, the people up in Scotland and the people up in Wales is a little bit more about it than the Londoners. Damien and Ursula, do I have that right or wrong? I didn't see too much rowdy coming out of London. They was pulling people out of crowds, arresting them like, you can't even hold up your blank sign at the deposed, the deceased queen and the future king. So there's that. So, but let me tell you guys. So my Americans, y'all do not need this explanation at all. But I wanted to show our UK family the ways in which the American press is giving the assists. I mean, they giving out assists like Jason Kidd used to with the Phoenix Suns. I'm talking about big time assists, no look passes. It's everything out there. It is everything in the mainstream American media. And last night's NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. And I would shout out Lester Holt, but I'm usually dissing Lester Holt, so I can't really shout Lester Holt out, even though I watch NBC News quite regularly. But again, like most NBC News programs, I hate watching it. I watch it to point out the shit that's wrong, right? So Lester Holt last night was in London. And I want you guys, it's 3 minutes long. But when I tell y'all, this is such magnificent propaganda. I had to I can't say clap. And I would, I'll tell you what I did. I mooned the television and I farted at the television. I saw this because that's the way it moved me. It didn't move me to applause. It didn't move me to tears. It moved me to flatulence. I was moved to flatulence when I watched Lester Holt spew out this 3 minutes of magnificent propaganda on behalf of the British monarchy. I said, Lester, as a black man, how much, sir? How much are you getting paid? You better be the best paid motherfucker over at NBC News, sir. Because if you're not, and you just shilling out this propaganda for the empire and for the monarchy for a reduced Negro price, you really do hate to see it. So anyway, 3 minutes. Donnie, I was moved to flatulence, okay? Just moved to font at the screen. Anywho, 3 minutes. I think you guys will find the entertainment value in it because it is angering. It is enraging. I will say that the children of the United Kingdom are down bad. The idea of the monarchy has the British youth in a fucking chokehold. At least let this piece tell it. Again, the propaganda could be so good that actually British youth could feel contrary to these little stooges that we are about to see featured in this package. So anyway, I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Let's check out Lester Holt.
Ideas about the monarchy and what they want to see going forward. I caught up with some of them ahead of the funeral. Whether they looked on from behind barricades or in front of giant screens, for Britons, the history of both the moment and of centuries was inescapable. Witnessing nothing less than a symbol of their national identity and shared connection laid to rest. But while some may see the past, others who waited in those famously long queues, including younger Britons, told me they see a future. Do you have feelings about whether the monarchy is still relevant in 2022?
I feel like they should always be there because they're always going to be there.
These are days of reflection in the UK and the Commonwealth about the monarchy, including among younger generations who may have adored the Queen as a guiding figure, but question the institution. A recent survey found that among 18 to 24-year-olds, only 47% believe the monarchy should continue. 41% view King Charles positively. 62% for Prince William. Fraser and Caleb, one 18. The other 20, who I met here, think the Queen's death may rekindle something in the UK. Do you think this is going to spark a new interest in British history among young people, or a yearning to understand more?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I know personally, I really love looking back at the family trees and figuring out where did things change.
The Queen was a constant in lives here, a comfort, a living touchstone, a role that both believe does not have to end with her death. There is comfort in continuity.
We always have continuity of government. There's no period of uncertainty. We know who the next leader is.
Caleb spent his weekend waiting for nearly 16 hours to see the Queen. He shook hands with King Charles, who greeted those waiting online. Do you think that this will increase excitement or awareness among young people like yourselves to the monarchy?
Well, I think whenever you have such a significant event, it draws people's attention to it.
Is the monarchy, in your view, part of the identity of this country and its people?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we've had a monarchy as long as history, you know. It's something that people love to feel a part of.
In fact, for many families, the public rituals of mourning proved a teachable and shareable moment.
It's the kind of thing that he's going to remember for the rest of his life. He'll be able to tell his children about, his grandchildren about.
I think the fact that we have a unifying figure in the form of King Charles is something that actually does draw everyone across the United Kingdom into one family.
I would say send some prayers up for the children of the UK, but them kids don't deserve it. Them kids don't deserve no prayers. We're going to send prayers up to all the black and brown youth of Peckham, those displaced out of Brixton from gentrification. Ooh, looking how the monarchy got them kids in a chokehold. Did you see that little girl say that, well, we've always had a monarchy, and I suppose we'll always have one. Oh my God, child, do you have any imagination for the future? Your country has been governed, ruled, dictated to by this same monarchy for 1,000 years. All you can envision is that same monarchy, darling, beloved, for your life and the life of your children and your children's children. Oh, that's sad. Oh, that's sad. The commitment to upholding these institutions of white supremacy and empire and colonialism and neo-colonialism, the commitment is there. So America is doing its portion. Our UK friends and familia, the American media is doing its part, its propaganda obligations to make sure that the monarchy remains viewed favorably, not only in the UK, but here in the US. Can you, how come they didn't ask, all they asked was white people? And of course, I'm sure that was intentional. That was absolutely deliberate. But that also goes to show you that all that commitment to Black lives, and, you know, Kelechi talk about the summer of 2020 when in the UK in particular, they were using the black squares. Everybody changed their shit to black squares. White institutions, white people was changing their social media avies to black squares to show solidarity with Black lives. I'm sorry, the dogs are rather upset about it too. But what I took away from that is, yes, the kids understand that they are comfortable with the status quo. They don't want to see any sort of change. Well, again, and I have to remind myself that this is a propaganda thing too, and the views expressed by those featured in that piece may not be the views shared by all young Britons. But if those young Tory motherfuckers in training have a say in it, they're going to keep the shit the same as always. King Charles, King William, King George, and whomsoever shall be spawned from the House of Windsor will sit on the throne for continuity of government. We never have to worry about where our government. That's the problem. Your government is there to keep your lower class self right in your position. The government is there to keep, or pardon me, the monarchy rather, aided by the government, is there to harass and constantly terrorize the lives of BAME, what is it, Black and minority ethnics in the UK. This is a system that is not deserving to be upheld, but I see the ones that are committed to upholding it. No matter all the truths that came out about Liz and her family and their ancestry, and the fact that this woman had the audacity, they put the crown on her head and they bragged about how many ginormous diamonds were in this woman's crown. I said, all stolen, all blood diamonds from Africa, from Southeast Asia. I mean, stolen, stolen, stolen. I mean, how could you be the queen of stealing and everybody show up, wait in line to see the queen of the thieves, the queen of the plunderers, the queen of the genociders, the queen of the colonizers. She has lots of names, Elizabeth. But Lizzie's in a box, and I share the sentiments of the Irish people, of the South Africans, of the Pakistani, of the Afghans, of everybody around the diaspora who not only raised a glass, likely raised a bottle, likely raised a fat spliff, who celebrated the passing of this deplorable, decrepit monarch who represents nothing but fuckery, plunder, stealing, genocide. Kids in the UK down bad. But anyway, American propaganda still manages to be propaganding on behalf of the greater good of white supremacists. So that's comforting. Very nice. Way to go, Lester Holt. You'll probably get a Pulitzer for that. Take a time real quick, everybody, if you could, to give the video a thumbs up, a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I don't know what's going on here. Hey, we got some people watching us, so come on through. I appreciate you guys. A quick reminder, come hang out with me and Kamau. Me and Kamau all week on the Remix Morning Show. Jared and Kalanji have gone to parts unknown. I don't know where they are. And Jackie's working her real job this week. So it's just going to be me and Kamau and the ear doctor. So as y'all can tell, I tag team on the third, right? So I'm down to link up with me and the ear doctor dropping bows on Kamau, or me and Kamau dropping bows on the ear doctor. But what y'all not gonna see, y'all not gonna see them team up against me, cause I'm not having that shit. At the end of the day, I will pick on them two niggas all day. Them niggas will not pick on me. Them is the rules, and them's is the rules. So the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media, set your notifications, set your notify me reminders for that 8 a.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Jesus, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. And tomorrow is Status Quo as well, 5 p.m. Eastern. Let me see what Jordan wants to talk about, but I want to talk about, and I know I should talk about this on my show, but some of the things I do like to talk about on Status Quo, just because, duh, there's 120 some thousand subscribers. So I feel as though the message of certain stories that I talk about can get to a bigger audience. I mean, y'all, I appreciate the latitude that y'all give me. I do try to, tighten it up a little bit, not because it's the white man, but it's because it's not my show. It's not my channel. It's not my platform. So I feel like I'm being allowed to drive somebody else's car. So I need to drive better than I would drive my own car. I won't say better. More conscientiously, perhaps. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. So anywho, Black Power Media, Remix Morning Show tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Status Quo tomorrow, 5 in the p.m. So let's get to my main story tonight. And this is a new edition of Cops Ain't Shit. And this is Cops Ain't Shit, the Colorado edition. And we should already know that cops ain't shit in Colorado. It even upsets me to even say this young man's name, because how he was murdered is so upsetting still. And I'm thinking about, obviously, Elijah McClain, the young man, so adorable young man, who he was a musician, he was a singer, he was an artist, he lived in Aurora, Colorado. He was murdered by police. I mean, just flat out murdered for no reason at all. Okay. And the police even got sicked on him because he was black and happened to be wearing a mask. He had a medical condition going on. It had to have been before COVID, obviously, before the masking that thing took place. But long story short, Aurora police flat out murdered Elijah McClain. And that's kind of where we can start with this Cops Ain't Shit Colorado edition, because despite something that I would call positive policy-wise that is coming out of Denver, and we're going to get to that a little bit later, in terms of the ways in which first responders deal with people who are suffering a mental health crisis. There was a story that happened earlier this summer in Colorado involving a young white man. And, you know, the white folks, this is your moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Black Lives Matter, and they should, and they absolutely do, and if we wanted to defund and abolish the police, which we need to, we're overdue for that. When the police kill a white person, like, I would really like to see white people come out in the streets the way Black people come out in the streets, and some non-Black comrades come out in support of when that happens. And I'm not certain if that's happened in this case. So, Will, let's look at that 9 News article first before we get to some video. And we do have some video, and let me please give the proper trigger warnings, because I apologize anytime that I've ever showed anything that is traumatic and I didn't give a proper advance warning. So please let me do that now. Okay. Is this the piece I'm looking for? Yes, it is. Okay. So this piece is from 9 News out in Colorado, and the headline reads, this is from, when is this from? I'm sorry, I don't see a date. But the incident happened back in June, and there has been some semi-recent developments on this. Okay, this piece is dated September 16th. And the headline reads, newly released body cam video sheds light on Clear Creek County police shooting. And that is a very tame way of writing that headline there, 9 News, because it wasn't a shooting. The police killed somebody. Cool. Silver Plume, Colorado. A man shot and killed by a Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputy back in June appeared to have been experiencing a mental health crisis at the time of the shooting, according to body camera evidence provided to the victim's family attorney. The video also raises questions about police tactics used during the 70-minute encounter between 22-year-old Christian Glass and officers from several agencies that responded to the scene the night of June 10th. Glass had crashed his car into a bush, getting it stuck on the road in Silver Plume, and then called 911 for help. Now, during the encounter, deputies and officers from several agencies tried to persuade Glass to exit the vehicle, but he wouldn't, saying that he was terrified. I'm curious, why did officers and deputies from several agencies have to respond to a single car crash? But we go on. In the video, responders said that they were concerned about 2 knives, a hammer, and a rubber mallet, and rocks that he had in his car. Over the course of the response, a Clear Creek County deputy held Glass at gunpoint, broke his window, fired beanbag rounds at him, used a taser on him, and then fired 5 shots, killing him. Wow, it doesn't sound, what's this, all this de-escalation tactics? What? You're going to point your gun at him, break his window, shoot beanbags at him, tase him, and then shoot to kill him. Got it. So, hold on, I think there's a bit more here. I mentioned Christian Glass, young white man. So Glass is seen with his hands in clear view on the dashboard for the majority of the video, at times directing a heart-shaped hand gesture towards the deputies and officers outside of his car. After an encounter where guns are drawn at about 6 minutes in, officers and deputies calmly talk to Glass. Oh, they calmly talk to him with their guns drawn. Very nice. I'm sure that gave Christian a lot of reassurance, because they were speaking to him calmly whilst their guns were drawn. Very nice. Near the end of the encounter, seemingly frustrated that Glass isn't coming out of the car, a Clear Creek deputy is authorized to break the passenger window of the truck. Glass then picks up a knife, says them. The same deputy fires non-lethal beanbag rounds at Glass amid shouts from other officers to drop the knife and drop the knife, Christian. The same deputy deploys a taser which hits Glass through the smashed passenger side window. The video appears to show the marshal from the Georgetown Police Department reaching inside of the vehicle behind glass. When he does, glass turns and moves an arm in his direction. And then the same Clear Creek County deputy, who also deployed the beanbags and the taser, fires 5 shots at glass. Quote, industry best practices in law enforcement. We recommend that officers just leave the scene. Walk away from this scenario, says Ed Obayashi, who is a sheriff's deputy in California, who is the lead trainer for use of force in that state. Obayashi investigated, where did I go here? And investigates the police shootings across the country, and he reviewed the video in this case to provide analysis for 9 News. Quote, once they decided to force entry, break a window, it was predictable that this event could most likely unfold the way that it did, he said. It's predictable in law enforcement that this is going to provoke some sort of negative and unfortunate response. And we've seen it time and time again. And yet these same fucking soft as scrotum skin pussy clots, they continue to engage people who are experiencing mental health crisis in exactly this way. They continue to escalate the situation. They continue to provoke. They continue to antagonize. To absolutely walk away from a person experiencing a mental health crisis does not even seem to be on the list of options for these fucking jackbooted thugs to even consider, right? Can't leave now. We've engaged you. We've got 10 officers out here. You're the only fucking crime that's happening in the whole goddamn county. So this is why every available officer is out here for a single fucking car crash for a kid that's experiencing a mental health crisis. I fucking hate it here so bad. So that's the backstory of what happened to Christian Glass. So there's a couple of videos that I'm gonna show y'all here and I have to apologize, and I'm so sorry. And the reason I'm showing y'all this, whereas I am less inclined to show a Black person be treated by police like this, where it ends in death. The reason I'm gonna show y'all this is because we don't usually see this. We don't usually see police in an encounter with a white person that ends in death, especially a white person that's experiencing a mental health crisis. I'm obviously not saying it doesn't happen, because it very clearly happened here, and I'm sure that it does happen. But it does not happen at the level that it happens to Black folks, that it happens to other non-white people. So it's sort of strange to see white folks get what I call the nigger treatment, right? So that's why I think this is kind of important, because this is the kind of shit that I hope wakes up fucking white America. The John Brown Brigade is already activated and ready, but the rest of the cousins of the John Brown Brigade and John Brown Brigade, I'm not trying to talk shit about your family members, but I just know how the shit goes with white people. You got some quote unquote good white folks who are related, I'm sure, to terrible fucking white folks. So it's this kind of footage that I hope activates the other segments of white America who don't see a problem with policing, who don't understand why Black people be in the streets demanding changes to the police, the abolition of police, defunding the police. Like, once you see this body cam footage, and then we're going to hear from Christian's mother, I want white people, I mean, not John Brown Brigade, but John Brown Brigade, go show this to your cracker cousins, okay? Because they need to see this. So let's start with the body cam footage, okay? And again, trigger warning. It's going to be a lot of loud noises. You're going to hear policing. And you're just going to see the way that they continue to escalate. And you can hear this young man's distress. And it was just ignored. You know what I'm saying? And again, the shit that he had in his car, knives, a hammer, a rubber mallet, he could have been working any goddamn where and had possession of those exact same things. I don't see why even having tools, and I count a knife as a tool, by the way, not necessarily a weapon, anything could be used as a fucking weapon if we count it like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't even understand how the possession of these things in your vehicle is enough for police to freak out and think that you were out to snipe them. It's very bizarre behavior. So anyway, trigger warning. This is the body cam footage, a much succinct version. Will, text me real quick. I think this is 2 minutes, 2.5, maybe 3. I think it's something like that. So let's do that. Okay, so let's check out this footage. And again, let's pay attention very closely to the escalation that the police do. Whether or not they knew this man was experiencing a mental health crisis, well, they should have known. And that tells me that they are poorly trained and that they should not be the ones responding to these types of situations and scenarios. But just see how the police just made the situation that much more worse and eventually end up taking Christian's life. So let's take a look.
This is the pendant.
Oh, no. That's the mother.
Car,
that's the mother. Hold on.
Which was
Stop. Oh, I need the body cam footage. The body cam footage. That was, we're going to see that too. That was Sally Glass, Christian's mother, and she gave, a very passionate plea at the press conference, which we're going to look at too. But I want you guys to see the body cam first. My bad, Will. I had it in the wrong order on the doc, but body cam footage, please. Do we have it? Okay. Take your time. Take your time. Will's going to get that together for us. Hold on, let me go to the chat real quick. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong for, is the police taking any life something that we should not be viewing? Or does it matter the race of the person and the circumstances in this police killing? I do you guys know I try to operate my channel with some integrity, right? Like, I don't do the clickbait shit, obviously. You know what I'm saying? By and large, I know that's not what we do here. You know what I'm saying? That's the wrong intention as far as I'm fucking concerned. But we try to do meaningful work and try to look at things from different perspectives. Thank you so much, Chuck Diesel, for sharing the word. State violence is bad. Yeah, it is. All state violence is bad. Don't think it's clickbait at all. Thank you, Paul X BSOG, one of the OOGs. She's one of our I was supposed to say clickbaity. Shout out to Marcus and Mondale, clickbaity. Fuck Marcus and Mondale at? Where Marcus and Mondale at? They ain't been in these YouTube streets in a minute. Where Marcus and Mondale at? But I was trying to say stir crazy, Paul X BSOG. You've been with us since the stir crazy days, so I appreciate that. Big Willie style. Do I have to say it in Spanish? And it's not a joke, but I did not know Will was Puerto Rican. So because I know he's Puerto Rican now, I have all the all the speak of the Spanish jokes for Will. I told Will, I said, I'm just gonna make some jokes about you being Puerto Rican for about 10 days. And there's nothing wrong with being Puerto Rican. I didn't know he was Puerto Rican. So now I called him, I said, oh, you a mofongo negro. Mofongo negro. I said, oh, Will, how much plantain going for? And then Will tried to clown me because I live in a, mostly Hispanic area, and we have something in my grocery store. The walkable store is the Compare Mart. Now, I don't know if y'all have Compare Mart where y'all are, but Will joked that it was Mexican poverty, and I said, sir, the Compare Mart has great prices on adobo and pimento. You better keep them jokes to yourself. Anyway, but this is the ways in which the diaspora can and will joke one another for being other, even though we're not other. We all the same. But anyway, well, we're not on Puerto Rico time. I know y'all calculate time different on the island, but we are not on Puerto Rico time. We on Eastern Standard Time, mister. I'm ready, my amigo. Okay. See, I hate cracking jokes and I'm about to do something serious. Let me tighten the fuck back up. My apologies, everybody. So anyway, I was stalling for time and I had to tell y'all about how I've been joking Will about being a little big pun. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, trigger warning. We are about to see something extremely serious. Christian Glass, 22 years old, murdered by Colorado police back in June. So let's take a look at the body cam footage that was released.
Okay. Can you break it outward? Christian, can you break the window this way?
Yeah, if you want to try and pop that side to get this side unlocked.
Doesn't work, okay?
Yeah. I can do it if, for the paper too.
You want to do it?
Yeah. You want shotty?
I'm going to keep his attention.
Okay.
I got knife. Just the 2 rocks in his hand so far.
116 will be forcing at you.
Got the knife. Drop
Knife.
it, buddy.
Watch out.
Hey!
Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. Trooper on me. On me. On me.
Drop that knife.
Drop the fucking knife!
Please drop the knife, Christian. It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
Okay. Taser from over there. Christian, right here. Look at this.
Feeling you still got beanbag?
Yep.
Get that knife out of his fucking hand.
Impact! Impact! Impact!
Not dropping it. Drop the knife, Christian! Drop the knife!
Don't do it, Christian! Don't do it! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop that knife! Someone tase his ass! Someone tase him!
You got it. You still got it. I'm gonna kill.
Grab the knife, Christian!
You do not stop. You can save yourself. You can still save yourself. Go on, Jimmy. Christian. Go on, Jimmy.
Drop the knife!
Please drop the knife!
Go on. Go on.
Randy, you got that door held shut? He went for you, Williams, right? He's slitting his throat. God damn it, no! No! Go get my medical bag out of the kit!
Drop it, Christian!
Oh my God. What do we do? Fuck.
Send medics up.
Get that knife, he dropped it! Open the door, get the knife out!
Unlock the door. Unlock the door.
Where's my baton?
You unlock the door over there.
Give me a baton, quick, give me a baton! Move, Williams! Okay, come on, Christian. Come on, Christian.
Yeah.
Come on, Christian.
The murder of 22-year-old Christian Glass in Colorado. And the video is disturbing for a number of reasons, but you see the escalation that the police were doing there. And again, I'm not clear on how Christian was a threat to them. Let's assume that he was holding the knife, but he was holding the knife sitting in his fucking car. Sitting in his fucking car. Like literally not a danger to these officers at all. He was refusing to exit the vehicle because he was scared. And clearly he had a right to be scared. These motherfuckers was trying to kill him. Killed him. And did you hear the shock and surprise on the officers? What did we do? You shot your gun 5 times in a closed car at a single target. What the fuck do you mean? What did we do? You did what exactly you were trained to do, I would imagine. This is how American police respond to people experiencing a mental health crisis. And overwhelmingly, again, we see Black people on the receiving ends of these bullets for these types of police responses. And I want us to listen to Christian's mother, Sally. And this woman, oh my God, like, I mean, her heartbreak is palatable, but I've seen it before. Like, I've seen the same heartbreak from from Samaria Rice. I've seen this same heartbreak from Eric Garner's family. Like, I've seen this lots of times from the heartbroken Black mothers and Black women around Black people who have been assassinated by the state. So again, it to me, it takes on a different tone, not a more serious or more urgent, not at all. It's just that we don't see police violence reflected back to us in these racial scenarios. Not usually. It's not usually white cops gunning down white people in distress. Not exclusively, not saying that all white people in distress make it alive out of police. I'm not saying that at all, but overwhelmingly, you guys already know what the fuck I'm saying. So let's listen to Christian's mother and listen to what she has to say. Again, it's what I've heard from Black mothers expressing their grief, devastation, and sorrow at the system that took their child from them. But listen to what Sally had to say. Let's take a look.
In his car, which was totally and utterly trashed when my friends retrieved it for me. And it's Mary and Jesus. And on the back, it actually is inscribed, "Pray for us." And I have to say, we have to pray for us. We have to pray for us in America to make this a less violent country. I think a lot of people now would agree that there's a systemic problem with policing. It's too aggressive. They escalate at every opportunity. And it looks like they're spoiling for a fight. No other industrialized nation comes even close to the amount of police killings that happen in this country. There seems to be just too many bad apples in the police, and they really need to be weeded out urgently because they carry so much power. They carry guns and they're licensed to kill with impunity and in large part, no accountability. Police talk about training, but really training's not enough. It's in the recruitment. You know, an aggressive bully is always going to be an aggressive bully. And I don't know how you can train that characteristic out. Pay more, elevate the status of the profession by getting rid of the rod and hire people with kind hearts and a moral compass. The Clear Creek Police Force have behaved so badly every step of the way. Only a few hours afterwards, they put out a false report to the media, and no one even bothered to check for accuracy or for truthfulness. They stated the killer would be out on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. The CBI investigation's finished. It took 6 weeks. That finished at the end of July. It finished at the end of July, and I know there's ongoing criminal investigations. Yet within a few days of Christian's murder, they actually put him back out. He's back out in the force with a gun in his pocket on duty. It's disgusting. Pray for our son. Pray for a structural change in policing in this country so these killings and beatings of the public stop. They should be protecting us, not attacking us. The police need to know if they act criminally, they will face charges and punishment just like the rest of us. This heart rock, among others, the Siddhartha's got the big one. These heart rocks were in Christian's car, along with other rocks and precious stones. He just wished the world was more gentle and kind. He actually offered to throw his rock knives and his tools out of the window so they wouldn't be worried. But they told him no, and he obeyed. Christian was just petrified. He was paralyzed by fear, but they had no empathy, and I'm so proud of him. And you know, there's a hole in my heart, and it will be there till the day I die. And what keeps me upright, and what keeps me putting one foot in front of the other, is to seek justice. And really, to get that arsehole behind bars.
Sally Glass at a press conference there after more body cam footage from the incident between her son and the police there in Colorado was released. And obviously, y'all know I'm a humanist. My heart aches for that woman. It really does. Like I I'm heartbroken for her that she lost her son that way. And maybe some of the things she was saying was born out of grief. And maybe some of the things she was saying is because, maybe as a white person, she cannot envision again a society or world without policing. Like she said that the police need to weed out the bad apples. Police need to hire people with kind hearts. That's not the nature of the institution. You know what I mean? The institution counts on psychos and racists and domestic abusers and people who are sexually violent. Like the system counts on these people being able to be police officers. Like I'd say that they actually select people that they know will be loose cannons, so to speak, or be potentially violent, or know that they can use police force to get some respect on the streets, right? The police look for those kinds of people. So her pleas, as sincere and genuine as they are so naive, and I feel so bad for her when she talks about we have to deal with the violence problem in America. We have to deal with the violence of the police in America. Her son wasn't attacked on the street, and you guys know, I mean, I lost my brother from a random attack on the street. I know America is violent, but I know the way that she lost her son, I could have easily lost my brother the same way, right? And the situations could have been reversed. But the issue here, as it pertains to policing, this is how they engage. This is how they are trained. This is how they have spent untold billions of dollars to keep this institution armed to the teeth, right? And they will spend billions more to continue to have police do exactly that. Do exactly that. And she said her son was compliant. From what I could tell, he was compliant. He was sitting in his car. He wasn't outside of his vehicle charging officers armed with a knife in his hand. He was sitting inside his car. And that wasn't good enough. It was not good enough. So paying attention to what's going on with this scenario out there in Colorado, we definitely want to send rest in peace energies to Christian Glass. And I'm sorry that his family is having to endure this, but they are experiencing the pain that Black and brown families have been feeling in this country really since its inception, and I hate that this family has to also feel the indignity of knowing that her son's life did not matter to the state at all. When she said that the officer was placed on administrative duty and he's already back on the street, yep, sounds about right. Sounds about right. That's about how seriously they take these police murders, these police assassinations, often framed in the media as quote unquote police involved shootings. It's an administrative thing. It's a paid vacation. I'm thinking of Markia, who was here for Donnell Rawlings. Oh my gosh, my memory's so bad. The aunt of the Baltimore teenager that we had here who was murdered by police, right? I mean, same thing. Officers got a paid vacation, back on the force, like nothing happened. And until white America, specifically white America, this y'all system, man. This is y'all system. And it's only a matter of time before we see police engaging further with white people who are behaving outside of the norm. If they are unhoused, if they are experiencing mental health crisis, if or any kinds of scenarios. I mean, once the police start shooting down white folks who are in crisis more, or to the levels that they shoot down Black and brown people, then I think white America is going to wake up. But by then, it's going to be too late for y'all. It's already too late for us. Okay. Even though I say defund, abolish, and then we're going to do what we can to make that happen and bring that about. But once they start shooting down white kids in mental health crisis, the game over for them. Game over for them. The other thing I wanted to bring up from Colorado, I saw this going around this week, and it's not a video, praise the Lord Jesus, but an indication of how incompetent police are, the disregard that they have for life in general. And it is obvious that when police say that they put their lives on the line, those are the only lives they give a fuck about. They're not worried about saving nobody else's life out here. If they have to murder somebody in order to save their own life, then they'll do that. It's going to be the Denver Post piece there, Will. And the headline reads, "Train hits Pittsville police vehicle parked on the tracks, seriously injuring woman who'd been taken into custody." What? I know y'all said, what, Kim? There's no way. Well, actually, y'all know better. So I know y'all know that these dumbass fucking cops, these motherfuckers, these are not the brightest bulbs in the box. These folks who get recruited onto these police forces, they really are not. And they don't have to be. All they have to know is how to point and shoot. You got a job, sonny. So the injured 20-year-old woman was taken to Greeley Hospital with serious injuries. And this was, this week, basically, September 17th is when this was published. So a woman in police custody in Weed County, W-E-I-D. Am I pronouncing that right, Coloradians? A woman in police custody in Weed County was seriously injured Friday night when the patrol vehicle, which she had been placed in, which was parked on railroad tracks, was struck by a train. The incident happened about 7:30 p.m. near US 285 and Weed County Road 38, just north of Plattsville, according to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation news release. Police were responding to an initial report of road rage involving a firearm in Fort Lupton when the train collision incident unfolded, the Bureau said. Oh, Lord, I forgot this is the Denver Post. This is going to be full of police says. This is how the Denver Post get down. That's all they do is quote the fucking press release. A Plattsville officer located a vehicle and made a traffic stop with the driver, a 20-year-old Greeley woman, pulling over just beyond the railroad tracks, according to the Bureau. The officer stopped on the railroad tracks, and as he pulled over the vehicle, the Fort Lupton officers arrived. I hate the way the Denver Post writes. The Fort Lupton officers arrived, and the woman, a felony menacing suspect. Okay, a felony menacing suspect. Fuck you, Denver Post. Was she charged with felony menacing, or is she a felony menacing suspect? Jesus Christ. Look at how the fucking press, cops, stenographers all day. Let me start over. 2 Fort Lupton officers arrived, and the woman, a felony menacing suspect. How the fuck did this just... God damn it. I know y'all know I can't half-ass read. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I lost my place. How did I go? Okay. Sorry. A felony menacing suspect removed her from the vehicle and placed her in a Plattsville patrol car. Parked on the train tracks. Brilliant move. So while the officers cleared the suspect vehicle as part of the investigation, a train traveling northbound struck the PPD patrol car, the release said. The woman was taken to a Greeley hospital after the crash. Details of her injuries were not released. So if you know, I'm sure there's not that many hospitals in Greeley, reporter from the Denver Post. Why don't you just go to the fucking hospital and see if you could talk to her? Because I bet you she has a different account. Fort Lupton police are investigating the details that led to the entire call for police assistance. The State Patrol is investigating the woman's injuries, and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation has been asked to investigate the woman's injuries. Well, what is there to investigate? She was in police custody, and she was injured due to police negligence and incompetence. Thank God. I won't say thank God, but I was going to say, Jesus, if they had got her to the jail, she might have outright died. Let's not even get into the number of people that literally die while in police custody, be them being transported to the jail while they've already been booked to the jail. Any number of reasons. People die in police custody all the time. And that woman could have been easily the next victim of dying from police incompetence. And do you know what one thing that was missing from that Denver Post piece? Are any of the officers, are they in trouble? Anybody suspended? Anybody got rolled up for parking your fucking car on the trail or the train tracks? And allowing a detained person who does not seem to be charged with anything. I'm really disgusted with that. A felony menacing suspect. Is she charged with anything? Well, then shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what she's suspected of. Tell me what the fuck she's charged with. I don't want to hear this police speculation, right? And this police framing. This person is not charged with anything. And yet here they are hospitalized with very serious injuries because they were in a vehicle that got hit by a train because a dumbass fucking cop put them in a car, which they were not permitted to exit. And they got struck by a fucking train. I do not like it here. Please. Anyway, sidebar. Are y'all working on my foreign husband or what? y'all on this assignment or what? I got to get out of here. I cannot remain in America. Like, we'll not do it. No. So I need y'all help. I need your help. I need y'all help. He got to be in good standing in his country of origin. Okay? Yeah. So anyway. So there's that. So there we go. Cops ain't shit in Colorado. Oh, wow. It's after 8 o'clock. I didn't even realize. And that's just a cursory. Y'all know when I do these cops ain't shits, I don't have to go very far to find these stories, right? Like I don't have to dig very deep to look in a given geographical area and find easily 3, 4, 5, 6, 30 stories of cops not being shit, right? And let's not even get historical with the shit. Oh my God, we'd be here for hours. We would be here for hours. But just make no mistake, as much as cops ain't shit in Prince George's County, we know the LAPD and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Thank you so much, Melanie Renee and Imani, for desperately trying to bring to my attention what was going on with Villanueva. I peeped it. I said that bitch ass nigga is up to it again. And he's up to it again. Terrorizing women on the taxpayers' dime. Some bitch. Anyway, so cops ain't shit, coast to coast, north to south, everywhere. Colorado, I hate it had to be you, but goddamn, it's definitely you. It's definitely you. Give me a thumbs up on the video before I get y'all out of here on a tiny bit of good news. And I'm very selective in what I label as good news these days, but I'm bringing the bar down, unfortunately, as to what is quote unquote good news. And I don't. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's fine. We'll just keep pushing. So I count this as good news because it made me smile. Right. And granted, there were some things that made me smile this week. Again, Charles getting booed in Wale's. That definitely made me smile. That absolutely. Man, Will, I might ask you to run that back. Actually, we may have to wheel up the track selector. We may have to run that back. Charles getting booed. That was glorious. Is that harmony? Were they booing in melody? Oh, it was beautiful. But I found this to be beautiful too because it made me smile. Because this is another example of Gen Z not being with the shits. And I see my son Tyler is in here. And Tyler, the kids are all right. I'm quite satisfied with the kids. Y'all taste in music, notwithstanding. Everything else, thumbs up. Gen Z is on it. Gen Z is on it. Wait till y'all discover music of the 70s and 80s. Y'all gonna be blown away. But anywho, this clip that we're going to see came from the University of New Mexico, where noted white supremacists, actually, whose homie is Tommy Lauren? Oh, Charlemagne the God's homie. Right. Oh, Trevor Noah's homie. Right. They loved him a little clan princess. Isn't that funny? I would not expect that from them at all. Anyway, Charlemagne the God's homegirl, Tommy Lauren, was supposed to be speaking at the University of New Mexico, except the students at the University of New Mexico said, fuck that shit, Tommy. Tommy, oh, you thought you was coming here to speak? You not speaking today, Tommy. Check out the kids. The youths, them. Woo! Lauren is a racist. Tommy Lauren is a racist. I mean, that had a little bit of a bop to it, right? That sounded like Lizzie's in a box. Tommy Lauren is a racist. Ask Charlemagne why he liked to kick it with clan princesses. I'm just curious. Isn't he the new face of blackness? Sorry. Can you imagine you the new face of blackness kicking it with clan princesses? Nigga, please. Please, miss me. Is this your king? Is this your Breakfast Club king? Anyway, I'm done. I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Because again, shout out to the kids. Shout out to all the students. University of New Mexico. Hold it the fuck down, youths. That is the energy I am here for. Run the racists out of town. Tell them to their face, Black Lives Matter, and call them by their name. You better call them demons by their name and tell them exactly what they are. Tommy Lauren is a racist. Tommy Lauren is a racist. That's how you do it, kids. That's exactly how you do it. So sending love to the kids who are not with the shits and with the shits at the same time. At the same time. So thank everybody for coming in, checking us out today, tomorrow morning, Black Power Media. 8 a.m., the Remix Morning Show. It's the Kim and Kamau and Ear Doctor special. It's going to be something. And tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern, check me out on Status Quo. And listen, if you want to support the channel, you can do so very easily. We accept all the free support everywhere. Follow us at BIDWKB, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Thank you so much, Northern Witch, over there on Twitch. And if you want to give us some material support, patreon.com/BIDWKB, $ BIDWKB at Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal.me, whatever the fuck, BIDWKB, all the places. We appreciate y'all's support. That's how you keep this Black woman-led channel afloat, okay? So on behalf of Molly and Will, I want to thank you all for watching. Oh, I don't give a fuck what Joe Biden said. The pandemic is not over. COVID is still out here killing thousands of people every week. If you're going to be out and about and socializing and shit, especially indoors, please put on a mask. Stop. Our immunocompromised, our disabled people, our sick folks out here are dying. They are struggling. And society, Joe Biden, everybody, capitalism has told them that it does not fucking matter if they get sick or die. I care about our sick and immunocompromised people and disabled people. You should care. I already know that y'all do. Mask indoors. Keep masking. Anyway, COVID is still here. God damn it. COVID is still out here jumping on people. I do not want it to jump on you. I do not want it to jump on immunocompromised people. Okay. I love y'all to pieces. See y'all back here Friday. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Outro.